Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and today we're going to be doing part 2 of making a solar system around a cold star. So if you've not seen part 1, definitely recommend you check that out first. But with that all said and done, guys, let's get into today's one. So, part 2. So we'll have a little quick recap of where we left off before. So there's our lineup so far of all the objects, and I've got to say, I think this is one of the coolest lineups. I really like the way I've set this up so far. So let's just get a full we'll get a full lineup in chart mode. We've also got our tidally locked planet at the front here, so this was cold deluxe, but yeah, if we get them all lined up, so yeah, full lineup. So we've got obviously our cold star looking great as ever. We've got our cyan gas or brown dwarf, I should say, I keep getting that mixed up. Yeah, we've got our cyan brown dwarf looking awesome. Then going down here, we got some of the gas giants. We got Bolly here, that was one of Gigaman's objects. We got some of the custom Epsilons that you guys sent in for the recent competition there, looking good. Cold Deluxe from one of our previous systems, looking good. Then we also have the Ultra Mega Banded Uranus and Neptune, also looking very nice indeed. We've got good old Hyper down here, the gas giant with an atmosphere or rocky planet texture with the, yeah, so we got that cool one. Good old modded object there. Then we've got this crazy one, so Cat M. This one is just the glowing crazy rock, looking awesome as well. Then we have got Pascal in its 26.1 form. So that is actually frozen at the moment, if I remember right. And then we've got our Cold Fermier. So this was our Earth-like world that we designed. So we'll be checking it out soon. And then over here we have got a custom Iris. And something's looking a little broken on that. So it looks like we're going to have a re-look at that. And then we have the custom Sedna as well, chilling far out in here as well. So we've got a nice line, all different shapes and sizes. Well, I say shapes, all different sizes. So, right, let's head back out. So let's just quickly do some management. So we needed to head to Iris first. And I also wanted to have a little drop by Pascal as well. But yeah, let's, okay, so what is actually going on here? So what's that all about, Iris? What were you doing? So is it something to do with the water frozen? No, that is generally just part of the texture being very broken. That's rather bizarre, isn't it? Let's quickly change it back to its original Pluto layout. Custom. Oh, I thought this was originally. Oh, no, this was a Titan. I think that may have been a Titan object originally. That's pretty weird how it's all frozen up. If I make it a gas giant and just resell it, even making it a gas giant does not fix it. Now that is very peculiar indeed. I mean, let's have a. Yeah, what is that all about? Oh, we're dragging it. But what's all that? If I add water, remove it. No, that's generally part of like the height map or whatever on this object. That is very strange, isn't it? Okay, so let's head back to orbit mode. So we just get a lineup where everything is. So there's our system. So pretty nice, pretty big sizes in between them all. So here is Iris. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to delete it and we'll replace it with a different dwarf planet. So what about Ceres or something? That could be quite cool. We haven't used Ceres in a system. So let's just open it up. Okay, what are we thinking? So come on, open the menu. I forgot you got to slide it manually now, right? Yeah, I think I'll go with Ceres. Yeah, why not? Ceres. Where's Ceres? I think it's further down here, isn't it? There you go. Right. So we'll just place Ceres in replacement for it. Ceres is a lot smaller as well. So let's just go ahead and get rid of Iris. Right. So Ceres, hello. So all the way down here. Yeah, we haven't used good old Ceres in a system in a long time. So here it is. So you're looking fine as normal. We can't customize the surface on this one, because I believe you just get this weird lump of stuff, I guess. Yeah, that is pretty weird. That's also got that weird thing going on. What is that all about? Custom default? What is that? Is it just a glitch of all objects in the game? Well, I didn't remember seeing that before. What if I place it? Yeah, Ceres has got it. What if I try make as well? Have they all got it? That is rather strange, isn't it? So I'll leave Ceres there for the time being. So we'll just let that, yeah, do its thing. I'll give it a quickly. So what about Sedna? Does this Sedna have it? Let's have a look. This is a custom made one. Oh yeah, even that Sedna has these weird chunks on it. Guessing that's just a game-wide glitch at the moment. But yeah, you can see the height map on it. It's rather bizarre, isn't it? What about Pascal? This was made in an older version, but I take it you have it as well. Where are we? So let's head all the way down. All frozen up, of course, because it's not got any warmth from anything, so that's the way it's supposed to look. Let's quickly just have a look underneath, though. Let's see. We'll go to flashlight quickly. Where are view? Flashlight. No, I'm not seeing it on Pascal there. Oh, no, it is there. No, you can see it under the clouds. Well, I don't know what that is. I've never seen it before. I'm not sure how to fix it, unfortunately. So let's quickly just add the water back on it. I mean, it's all going to freeze anyway. So quickly, yeah, play. So we'll quickly go back to realistic as well. Like so. Any of that will just freeze up again. Let's just add a bit more that water should hopefully set her out a bit. But yeah, we'll let that just freeze up for the time being, because it's obviously very cold there. Right, so yeah, we'll just ignore that. How are we doing at hyper over here? So this is at minus 273. Obviously, cold star, make them very, very cold. This one does look good. Love it. That's a good old classic object there. Right, so now moving on. So we're going to go to Epsilon over here. Was this the one with the... No, that's not it. We want to head to the brown dwarf. That's green and blue. Cyan brown dwarf. Right. So there's where Cat M is, the glowing object. And then you're down over here. So just checking up on our Earth-like, or our habitable world, I should say. I'm not sure if it's fully Earth-like. So here it is. Looking good. It's still got its good old city lights on it. Blue atmosphere, nice clouds. 10 degrees and just increasing. So that's looking good. If we check the stats on it, how are we doing? It's very heavy in iron, isn't it? Right. Could try adding some water to it. Any water to anything? I'm not really sure. But yeah, let's check the stats on it. So it's got 51 and 50 life likelihood. And this is awesome. All from tidal heating. The whole planet is all getting warm from tidal heating. It's got 50%. I gotta say, that's quite cool. All of its temperature is coming from that gas giant being so close to it. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, the tidal forces will be pretty strong, but possibly place for life, you know? I don't know. Would that work in reality? I don't know. We probably can't really confirm that until we actually see a scenario with it, but yeah, either way, for now, it does work in the game, so that's awesome. So let's try and add some oceans on it. Did we? Oh, okay, that's why we didn't do them, wasn't it? Yes, that's why. So unfortunately, we can't do it. So we'll just leave it like that. So it still contains water, but none on the surface. So yeah, it's got all of the city lights and stuff as well. So yeah, looking good. Very nice indeed. Cold Fermier there. So that's obviously an orbit of that. And then yeah, an orbit of the good old brown dwarf. So if we're zooming out from that, obviously we've got all our other gas giants out here. They're all fine. They're all doing good. So we don't need to check those. I shouldn't click on that Neptune or Uranus because they have got just crazy amounts of bands. So moving on. Now, I think as well, last episode, I did mention about adding possibly a red dwarf around it. But I'm going to sort of go back on that because I want to keep the system fully freezing. I want to keep it fully cold. So what I'm thinking is, we can go over red dwarf, but then I'm going to make it a cold red dwarf. So we'll go with Proxima. Proxima's always a nice one to use. So we're going to place it further out than our brown dwarf. So I'm going to place it further out than Bolly over here as well. So I'm going to put it a fair distance away. So I'm going to put it there. Okay, now that's something we don't want happening, because we do not want it interfering with our other objects. So this has got 0.1 Jupiters. How much is our main star? 1.5 suns. So that's, yeah, this may be a little too massive for this system. So let's just try it. Okay, there you go. Okay, that's all right. So it's got to be, yeah, quite a far distance in that case. So I'm going to place it up here. It needs to be far away. Right, so that's now in the edges of the system. So going over here, same principle as what we did with the main star. Just click that. So that's a cold red dwarf now. And I'm not sure if we can customize it too much, but... Or people did say try a red star. If I'm just looking at the comments here, I've got them up. So some people said red star, I want to see. And then I think someone said as well, just add the normal red dwarf. Well, we sort of have done that, but then we sort of changed it a bit. Because obviously it's not a normal red dwarf anymore. But I mean, look at how dim it is because it's got less mass. Obviously, if we increase the mass, it will get slightly brighter. But yeah, this is a proper little cold star here. So zones, there you go. But it's a very dark star, that is, with the red colour theme on it as well. So that does look really awesome. Obviously, you can't get any much lighter than that. I mean, if we increase the mass, it will unfortunately get a little more rickety on the system. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. It's a very dim star. So if we just turn that off as well. I mean, you can't even see the other cold star from here. This object's so distant. So distant. You can't even see the main star. Right, so let's try adding an object around here. So what we thinking? It's only Proxima, so it can't handle too much weight. I think someone mentioned Pastel Deluxe in the comments, so we can definitely give that a shot. I'm just going to pause it because we're probably going to have to change the mass on this object. So I'm going to put it in the edge of the blue zone for Proxima, so I don't want anything going really far away. But yeah, we're going to need to lower that mass because 12 Jupiter's mass, I think that's a little too much for little Proxima. So we're going to lower that down. We'll go to just, I guess we can make it the size of the ice giant. So we'll go with a, okay, that's smaller than the mass of Uranus and Neptune. Now, radius, what is that in kilometers, please? Okay, so yeah, it's bigger in mass, or smaller in mass, but slightly larger in radius. So there it is. That red glow on it does look really awesome. So what are we thinking? Tidally lock it maybe? Tilt it on its side? Have it tilted? Or we could go with some more of a Saturn-like tilt. Let's go with something like that. Yeah, there you are. Hey, so let's have a look at our parent star from the gas giant now. So where is it? Can you see it? Yeah, there you go. Oh, imagine that. Just that dim, cold red dwarf. So let's land on the surface here. I say surface as a gas giant, but let's have a look down. There it is there. The dark red menacing Proxima. Oh, that is quite cool. So play, and then that should happily just sit around the star now. So I'll quickly go to customization. There's all of our bands. We can just make it. I guess we'll just go for just a light red, I guess. Why not? So orbits. Guess that's in orbit there. Right, now what I do want to try. I want to try getting a hattable planet around this star, because obviously this is a lot closer. There will be a lot closer to this star compared to the one on the other habitable planet we've got. So what am I thinking? I'm thinking, well, it's got to be a gas giant actually. So I'll use that gas giant there. But then I'm thinking, let's use one of the Christmas objects. I'm thinking Christmas 4 here, 3 or 4. I think one of them was quite an interesting one. So let's go down here to pastel. Right, there you go. Pause it. Right, I think it was this one here I wanted to bring back. So I think this one had the crazy glowing stuff on it. Yes, here we go. Yes, this one here. Absolutely crazy looker, isn't it? I mean, the glowing green and everything. And I think this object as well, I wouldn't mind trying to sneak this one in as well. That was quite a cool looking object, if I remember right. Yeah, that had the city lights on it. So, yeah, bringing a few objects back from the Christmas special. So we'll quickly just remove that one for the time being. So this object here, I want to try and make this one work. So we're going to go with one... You'll go with 0.865 Earths, just a little smaller. Okay, there it is. 72 degrees, that definitely isn't going to stay like that. So auto orbit, yes please, click play. Okay, right, so we are now in orbit. So this should completely start getting colder. So I'm going to put it to 0 degrees. Okay, so it cannot handle it right now, so we need to make it go closer. So, you know the drill like we did last episode, we're going to half that. Is it going to warm up? No, it can't. Ooh, that's getting a little close to my liking. I mean, that is pretty close. Maybe the mass of the parent planet isn't high enough. I'm not sure. But let's try it again. So, I guess we can... I mean, you can't really lower it much more than that, surely. Surely Roosh Limit would start tearing it up at this range. I mean, that is dangerously close. I mean, surely it'd be warming up now. Yes, it is warming up. Right. How cool does that object look, though? Right. So, God, that is so close. I mean, we could try making this object smaller, I guess. I mean, that is dangerous. Make it a little smaller. Play. Still warming up. Okay, that's good. Just want to make it... Yeah. 0.5 Earths. I don't want to go any smaller than that. So it is warming up. It is getting temperature. And that is what we want to see. So auto orbit again just to make it perfect. Right. Composition. How do you view the... I always forget how you view it. It's energy, isn't it? Energy flow. Right, here we go. Stellar power. -6 because we're around Proxima. I mean, we may not be that far away from Proxima. I mean, Proxima is just there. But remember, as a red dwarf, normally this would be in range of that star. I mean, we're just outside the zone, so we're not really too far away from it. We're not like distant. You can still see the star. I mean, it's not like the star's completely disappeared in the night sky. So there we go. Right. So 0.4 degrees. So how high will this actually go? So let's try 10 degrees. Can it hold 10 degrees, or will it drop, or will it increase? Let's see. Come on. That gas giant does look good around this. Wow. Right, I do want to quickly... I do want to rotate it a little more. Like that. There you go. Right. Good. Back onto the planet. 10.1. Okay, so can it hold 20 degrees? Surely not. 20 degrees. Can you hold that? A little faster. Come on. It's got to be perfect. 20.1. Right, that's getting a little too high for my liking now. So what I'm going to do is... We're going to orbit period. We'll go from 13 to... We'll go 15 hours, so just a little further away. Now, can it hold 20 degrees? Let's try that again. Come on, please drop. Drop. Come on. A little faster, then. Come on. If it holds 20, that's cool with me. So it's still increasing. Right, so I'm going to go again. We're going to go from 16. It will go to 24 this time. So I'm going to increase there. Come on, you need to drop. Come on. 20 degrees. Drop, please. Come on. Go a little faster. Come on. There you go. Please drop. We're getting further away from the gas giant. There's more breathing room. There you go. So 19 degrees now. 10 degrees. Can it hold 10 degrees? If it goes up, no, it can't. So it's still going down. So we need to make it closer again. So we're now at 1.24 days. So if I go back to hours, we're at 29 hours. So I'm going to lower that back down. We're going to go to 24 hours this time. So we're getting closer again. So now it's warming up. You can see that's warming up dramatically there, 10 degrees. So can it hold 20? If it drops now, we are good. Come on. No, 20.1. So it still won't have it. So 17 hours. We're going to go to... I'm pretty sure I put that at 24 hours, didn't I? What was going on there? So we're going to go... Oh, no, that's not right. I'm pressing plus and it's going down. Right. Its orbit went a little strange there. But let's just go up to 20 hours. I'm going to go auto orbit once more because its orbit has changed a bit. So 23 hours. Right. Let's try that. There you go. 23 hours. That orbit is very dangerously close. Right. 20.1. Can you drop again? 20. Right. Let's see. Drop. Come on. Please drop. It's got to be in that perfect sweet spot. 19.9. Right. Can it increase from 10 degrees? But if it does, no, it's still getting cold. We still haven't figured it out. Right. That's quite annoying. That is quite annoying. Right. 23 hours. So we need to make it closer. We're going to go to 21 hours now. Play. Right. Surely now. Come on. Still decreasing. Oh, no, it's increasing. There you go. 9.98. It's still going. 9. Okay, so we found a spot. So it's sitting around 9 degrees. So I'm going to make it closer by 1 hour. So we're going to go to 20 hours to the 21. So a tad closer. So actually just give it a little more temperature that it needs to get into those 10 degrees. Yes. So now that should just struggle. There's no way that's going to 20, surely. So we're going to leave that around there. 10.1. Okay. 20 degrees. Can it hold 20? Surely not. I mean, at the last number we did, it couldn't even hold 10 degrees, let alone 20. So this should drop here. If it increases, then I'm just going to lower it back to what it was. But yeah, that should... There's no way it can hold 20, surely. Come on. No way, really? That's that much of a difference. So making it 21 hours to 20 hours, you get a massive change. So what if I do 20.5? So half a day longer. Because remember, at 21 hours, it did drop a bit more. So how are we doing there? Come on. In a little further. We're getting some really technical stuff in this system, getting all this working. Come on. If it just sits at 20.1, that's cool. But it's got to drop, surely. 20 degrees. Come on. Oh, look at that red glow on the star. How cool is that? And obviously, I think we're receiving light from the main star. Yeah, the blue area of the planet. So we are receiving light from both stars. So we've got the red. Oh, that is awesome. Look at that. Oh, how cool is that? So, click play. Yeah, I didn't even notice that, but we've gone around the red dwarf so far that we're in between the two stars now. Okay, we may have found it then. Sweet spot around 20 degrees. Looking good. So, we'll let that just roll. So, that's that. I'm giving it the badge of being stable. Give it a medal for that. Right. So, looking good. And then, obviously, the planet's already built for us. So, yeah, looking good. So if we just have a little look, we'll go to flashlight mode just to get a full look of it properly. So flashlight, there it is. That's what it looks like in the daytime. But obviously if we go to studio mode, I'll see it glows at nighttime, which is absolutely awesome. So is that the water? So the green areas are the water. Oh, wow. So if I made it all, then go back to realistic. So the whole thing can glow if you do that. Oh, that is, look at that. Glowing water. That is literally glowing water. How cool is that? Wow. I wonder if that works in any colour as well. Can you change the colour of the water on this? Oh, no way. Can you have any colour glowing water? Oh. No, we've broken it. Oh, no. We're going to have to do... Oh, no. Oh, that's quite a fail. So, yeah, it doesn't work on all of them, unfortunately. But, yeah, we've kind of ruined the glowing stuff now. So, right, so let's just quickly place a new one in its place. So, we need to make sure the size of it is correct as well. So, we're just going to place it there. So first of all, what we'll do is, so the size of this object is, okay, so it's 0.5 Earths, isn't it? Mass is 0.522, 0.522. So that should make it 0.803 radius. That one is 0.784. The mass is what I'm after, so that's fine. And then the day, well, we'll just delete that one, and then we can just work on this one. So where are we? So the day, 20.3 hours. I mean, that's relatively in the correct area anyway. So if we go to 0 degrees, that will easily warm up. If we go to 20, just put it right where it was, see how it does. So yeah, we can't customize the water. Leave the water alone. I'm not going to customize the surface either. I do not want to mess it up, but we can increase the water a bit. So what do you think of that? the glowing patches of green. It's got the white city lights. It's got the red, obviously, with the Christmas theme on it. And there you go. So I'm just going to leave it. Not going to do any more breaking stuff to it. And that's obviously in orbit of Pascal Deluxe. Pastel Deluxe, I should say. There you go. Looking good. So, yeah, we're just going to leave that be. So you can see its orbit is slightly different. So I'm hoping that orbit doesn't, over a long period of time, I hope the star doesn't upset it. But yeah, that's looking all right. Yeah, that's stable. Well, it should be stable unless anything interferes with it. So going a little closer to the star now. I don't want any big objects in the star, or closer to the star to upset it. So we're going to go with a nice small little Christmas C4 here. Or yeah, C4. So that was the. We're going to place that there. Right, and let's go ahead and place it in. So how's this object doing? So this is obviously going to freeze up. Does look pretty cool as well, this one. But so let's have a little quick look on the flashlight mode just to get a full look of the way this object is supposed to look. So flashlight, there it is. We look underneath. So there you go. Oh, so it's actually I was going to say that looked like a Venus texture. You know that? I don't know. I think that's just a random texture. You can also see it's coloured water, coloured land. Got some nice clouds on it. But there you go. So we're going to leave that in orbit as well, just chilling there. Nice green atmosphere on it. So that's 1.2 Earths. We can make that a little smaller as well. I don't want anything interfering with that other one. So 2.3 Earths of mass. Obviously, it's going to get cold here. So realistic. There you go. Oh, it does look cool, the realistic lighting on it. So we're going to leave that there. So that will obviously freeze up. So on the other hand, actually, we need to give it a trail colour. So let's just make it a nice shade of green. And then back to the planet itself. Over here, I want to give this one a quick little interface as well. So we'll leave that. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it as white, actually. That's all right. But yeah, that is looking very nice indeed. So let's just get a full line of our objects now. So obviously, we made an increase. So here we are now. So obviously, we're going down. So we've got our Pastel Deluxe, which is new today, next to the Cold Deluxe, actually. Onto the rocky planet. So we've got the glowing object from last episode. And now we have this glowing object as well. So that's two glowing objects with the cool nighttime effect there. We've also got one with city lights added in today. Looking good. Cold Thermia slightly changed. It looks like we need to actually remove the water again because it looks like it's yeah, that's quite annoying. So let's just quickly pull it back to where it should be. Looking good. Remove all the water. Right, and then down here we have Ceres. And then next to good old Sedna there. So there we are. Right, very nice indeed. Actually, I think I will customize that Ceres actually. So let's quickly just, yeah, so we'll fast travel to Ceres using the chart mode. Right, head all the way down here. Right, how are we doing, Ceres? Right, what I will do with you is we will give you a custom. There you go. So it looks completely different to the way it looked before, but we still get that unique sort of look to it. So how do we fancy this? So, I mean, there's not really too much I want to do to it. I mean, I think it's looking fine the way it is. I guess we can make it look a little more. That area is really weird, but let's yeah, honestly, nice, simple looking object. I mean, there's not really too much I need to do to it. Looks like it's got is that Mimas? It looks like the texture of Mimas, that massive crater on it. Huh. That's pretty weird. But yeah, we'll leave it relatively alone. Oh, that does look quite cool with the dark shade. What if I go over like a dark, very sort of dark blue shade like Enceladus? I mean, that does look quite cool up there. I mean, there it is. Yeah, I rate that. Yeah, I like it. So I'll leave it like that. So it's just a simple little change, not really too much. Just one colour that's mainly different. But yeah, I'll leave it the way it is. I'm happy with that. So make it a little larger. There you are. So radius 0.1 Earth. So that's probably large enough to be classed as a planet now. Obviously, you know a bit of the star there. Yes, I like that. So Ceres will give you just a nice sort of dark green, I guess. Turquoisey green. There you go. So there is Ceres in there. So that's replacing our Iris we had from last episode. So moving close to the star, so we've got Cold Deluxe here. That's the closest object by far. Entirely locked like Uranus is, so it's tilted on its back, tilted on its side there. So we can see it's only the north and south poles have that really weird day-night cycle, as we can see here. So pretty cool. So as one pole goes into the daytime, the other one is now in the nighttime. So looking good. I like that, especially with the Cold Deluxe there as well. So yeah, full view of the system now. So there it is. So I'm thinking we need some more objects in the outer areas here. So we've also got Proxima there. Full line of them all here. So there we go. Looking good. Very nice list of objects indeed. I'm thinking some more outer gas giants. So what am I thinking? Gas giants. Anything that meets my... Or anything that catches my eye maybe. Let's see here. We could try another one of these actually. I wouldn't mind... Hyper, but I can change the colour of it to make it look different. So let's try and make an ice giant version of Hyper. So we'll place it, yeah, I'm going to place it fairly far out. So I'm going to place it here. And I'm going to give it an eccentric orbit, like Planet 9, for instance. So there it is. Right, how are we doing? So, eccentric, yes please. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh. That's a little too much. Yeah, so something a little more like that, but I do want to lower its orbit down. Something like that, I'm thinking. And then what we can do is we can rotate it. So we can have it sort of on the opposite end to where Proxima's orbit is. But yeah, I'll make it just a tad more. There you go, something like that. And then I'm just going to lower it a tiny bit more as well. Like that. I'm thinking something like that. So it does cross over with Neptune, the Neptune orbit there. So actually, I want it to be a little further out than that. So we're going to place it here. A little further. And then I want to make it just slightly less eccentric. So yeah, like that. Right, cool. So down to the hyper here. So we'll call it, I guess we can call it cold hyper. Because well, I say cold. It's already cold, and the original one's already cold because it's in orbit of a gold star. So both of them will be cold. I mean, further out here, you're not really receiving much energy from the star, but it's the coldness of space that's making it cold as well, I guess. So, oh, who knows? That is pretty crazy. But yeah, you can't get warmer by being closer to the star in this system. So it's a very strange scenario. Right, now, onto the customization. Actually, I do want to make your orbit a little closer. So, well, not closer, but I'm just going to move the planet closer. So, I'm going to put it there. Right, so now it should be receiving more light from the star. Not too much, but yeah, there you go. Right. So, atmosphere. So, what colour are we thinking? Oh, yeah, because of the star colour, it still makes the blue look like green, I'm guessing. No? Ooh. Oh, no, it still has a tint on it, this thing, actually. Because, look, you can see it has a yellow tint, so we can't actually paint stuff in blue. Oh, that's quite annoying, actually. Can we do anything about it? So if I make it, that'll just reset it, won't it? Yeah, we can't do that. Oh, that's quite annoying. Let's try that again. Oh, it would have ruined the orbit as well. Actually, no, what we can do is replace. We just use the replacement feature. That's what it's for, after all. So where are I? Replace. Yes. Right, we want to go to hyper. So do that, replace. Not often I use this button because it doesn't work. See, look, I just tried it there. It did not work. Come on, we'll try it one more time. Hyper. Right, so you can see I'm clicking that. Okay, there you go. Work that time. Cool. Right, so play. And that thing's obviously got the same orbit. Good, good. Right, so we can't make it a gas giant. So what other colours can we try? I mean, green. There's yellow. Red does look quite cool. Yeah, blue just does not work with the tint on it, so that is rather annoying. I've got to say the red does look quite good. Yellow, nah, we already have it. Orangey yellow does look a little cool. What about red? That red does look good. Can we change the surface colour by custom? Ooh, well, if we go, can we do it that way? Oh, okay, we could have a blue underneath it. I think only one shade of this blue works, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. So if we look underneath completely, that's the texture you got underneath. If you go custom or default, so it's either one of those. So custom, we could have a cool sort of icy looking blue underneath. Ice giant sort of bluish shade. Pale blue, atmosphere back on, clouds. City lights, I guess we could try again. Put them on always, and then the other lights. No, you can't even see them now. That's rather annoying. Put a number in. No, doesn't work. Yeah, city lights are really not functional at the moment in this version, which is quite annoying. But yeah, there we go. So all that back on, and then atmosphere. So, oh, blue atmosphere again. Huh. Okay. Is the tint still working? Then I'm not really sure. Okay, interesting. Oh, that's rather weird. I think I may have broken the tint on it, but it still has the gas giant texture underneath, so it still has that cool effect of no surface below the clouds. So yeah, that's fine, actually. I'll roll with that. I mean, surface color's default. I mean, that, yeah, okay, so if you put it back on default, that brings the tint back. If you put it on custom, you can have any color you want. Good to know, actually. Good to know. Cloud color, I'm going to go with nice white clouds, and just a nice pale blue shade underneath with a deeper blue atmosphere. I'm liking it. So there it is. I'm going to make it a little smaller than the original hyper, so we're going to make it down there. So it's almost like a gas dwarf in a way then. I guess you could class it as that. And obviously temperature is going to get very cold there. because that is going to start freezing up because we've got no energy from a star. It's all alone out here as well. So there you go. There is Hyper Mark II, or Cold Hyper. Oh, maybe I should call it... I don't know. Is it colder? I'm not sure. I mean, it's further from the star. Would the star make it? I don't know. That is rather peculiar. I think they'd both probably end up at the same, actually. So we'll just leave it. We'll just call it Hyper B, I guess. There you go. Right. So how are we doing? And that thing, obviously, its orbit will stretch pretty far out once it gets going. So how are we doing there? Contrast and anything? Yeah. I want to change your trail color. Yes. Nice sort of shade of blue there. Okay. Looking good. So we have a little comparison actually with that and the original Hyper. So they should be down there together. Come on. Oh no, I double clicked the Neptune. No. That freezes it up for a while. No, because it's got so many bands. It takes a while for the menu to sort of open up. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake. So let's just let Neptune do its thing, because it just wants to, open. It's just so crazy long at opening. Come on, don't freeze on us, please. There you go. So sorry about that. The screen probably just buggered out or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, there we go. So Neptune, all its bands. What did I just click on? I hope I didn't click on the Uranus, did I? Oh, no. Come on, please get off. Stop. Freezing. Okay, there we go. Right, got to be careful. Do not click the gas giants. So let's just go all the way down to cold Fermi here. Right, now we can look where we want. So there is Hyper B. Then the original Hyper is on our left there. So you can see there. Different in their own ways. Obviously, the original Hyper has the gas giant. You can see the bands underneath it. You can't with the old, you can't with the new one here. But yeah, there's a good look at both of them together. So there you go. You can see them. Comparison there, looking good. So we can make that smaller. And actually, what I will do while I'm thinking about it, let's throw a save in because I haven't saved today. So let's definitely get the save thrown in. There you go. Awesome stuff. There you are. Right, get that all saved up. Don't want to lose any of our copies of it. So, right, all good now. Right. So back to the main star itself. Okay, so I think we made some good progress there, actually. So where are we? So we started off with Proxima. We've added 4 new objects in here as well. Looking very nice indeed. So let's try... Could try some more. Actually, what I will do as well, like I did in the previous system, we'll add some random objects just so we can use Captain B, for instance. I'm going to put that similar sort of area to our Hyper, just in the outer areas. So all these like planets, so we can almost put. It's almost like our system, where Planet 9 or like Sedna's orbits in our solar system. Well, Planet 9, we don't even know if that actually exists still. I don't think it does. I think that theory's kind of died out. But Sedna, we know that's a real object. Its orbit's very stretched out. We're going to have the same sort of stuff, same sort of principle in this system as well. So I think that will look, that will be pretty cool. So yeah, very eccentric orbits at the outer areas of the system because of the presence of this red dwarf. So, well, I say red dwarf. I mean it's a cold red dwarf now. Right, so eccentric. So I don't want it to be ridiculous, but I'm going to lower that down a lot. So that thing will sort of cut in a lot into some of the other orbits, but I will oh no, that is definitely not what I want to do, so we're going to make it smaller in there, and I will increase your orbit size again, so something like that, maybe just a tad more, just so it stretches out to the where Hyper is, so similar orbit to where the Hyper is, but like that. Okay, and I think we'll have 1 or 2 at a quite insane size. So what else could we go with here? Kepler 138d, that was from one of the recent object competitions at Space Out, and it's got a nice gold and yellow trail on it. So, same principle with you. I think this was actually for the gas dwarf. This is one of the gas dwarf copies. It says open it up. Come on, game, open up, please. Don't know why it's taking so long. There's hardly any bands on this one. Why are you doing that, game? Right. So, orbit, motion. So, and that's already fine. So, eccentric, that is what I want to alter. So, ooh, okay, that's quite a big size. So, half it. Down a little more. Orbit like that, yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm happy with that, so that's cool. That is one of our far, far away objects there, so very eccentric size. What else could we try? Try one of the mega banded objects. That'd be quite cool, actually. So what are we thinking? One of the good old lime green ones, maybe. We've got some of the other rainbow shades. What about... Oh, it's a hard decision. What about one of the glowing objects? They could be quite cool. No, I wouldn't mind trying to sneak one of the glowing objects, a little closer in, actually. I want to... So there's Uranus, Epsilon. So I'm going to sneak it in a little after Pascal's. I want to put that in there. I want to come back to that. Banded 40. I'm going to try placing you somewhere out here as well, okay? How large is this one? So 3 Earth masses. Okay, it's not too bad. This one has quite a lot of bands on it. So let's just open it up. So there you go. Quite a good mix of darker shades. Quite an interesting design on this one. It's quite a very old object now. I've had this in my saves for years. I don't think I've ever used it in a system actually. So it's time to shine now. Right. It's time to shine at the far depths of the solar system where it won't be very shining with starlight actually. So, right, how are we thinking? Yes, even I don't want to go further out than Kepler is, so I do want to lower that down. Something like that. We could have it's a tad. Yeah. I'm gonna go with that. Cool. So we've got a nice bunch of objects in the far reaches, all like gases mainly as well. But yeah, there we go. So we'll close that off. Oh, yeah, it really doesn't like me opening that one, but I will quickly have to open it again because I need to give it a trail color. So for the game, come on game, you can do it. Open the gas giant menu. There you go. Scroll down, interface. We'll go over just a nice shade there. Right, now down to glowing. So these objects should still function in this version. Yes, it does function. Oh yes, and we can add more bands to it as well. So there it is. Oh, that's got a weird effect with it, hasn't it? So it's obviously very bright. It's receiving the light from the blue star. So what we could do as well, we can add a few extra bands to it. Oh yes, there you go. So let's try another shade of orange. Oh, that does look cool. And then a shade of blue. We could sort of make it like a mega banded version actually. Let's just try. So it goes blue, orange, blue, blue, orange. So then I go one blue again actually. So blue, orange. Like so, and then it goes blue, blue, orange. You've got to keep that pattern going just to make it so it all lines up. Well, that deep blue is a little too much, isn't it? I need to make it as close to the original sort of colour shade as possible. Wow, I'm liking that. It's looking good. So blue, orange, blue, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue, blue, orange here again. Let's make it more of a deeper sort of orange, more reddish orange. There you go, something like that. That orange is still a little too yellow-like for me, so make it a little deeper, darker shade. That light blue is way too bright, so we're going to dim that down as well. And then we'll go again, so we'll go blue, orange, and then blue, blue, orange. So blue, blue, orange. Yes, and then last object, or last shade done. There you go. Right, so a little increase on the bands. I do think it looks quite cool actually there. So nice mix of all the shades in there. Yeah, it's looking good. And then this shade here, I don't want to make it a little deeper in the blue. This one just needs to be slightly more enhanced on the colours. Then the oranges, let's make you a little more on the red end of orange. There you go. Yeah, what about that? I like it. Nice little upgrade for it. So there you go, and obviously this object will be nice and cold as well. So I think we'll finish off today on this object. So we've made there's a nice line of objects added in now, looking good. Right, so yeah, we'll finish off today's episode. So we will also quickly toss in a save, like so. It never hurts to save. So replace, and then yeah, the last thing we'll do say is I think this object will look quite good with a nice set of rings. So let's go with rings. 2 to 4, actually we'll go Saturn rings actually, well how about that, right. So this thing is 4.7 Earths in radius, so we need to remember that, so Earth. Right, here we go. So 4.7 Earths, so we'll go from inner radius, we'll go from 5.1 and we'll go to, I guess 10 Earths, so how about that. Ooh, and that's still a little too close. We'll go to 6 Earths. And this will go to 16 Earths. How about that? There you go. That's looking better. What do you think of that? Was it a little too big for it? I think a little smaller. I'll go with we'll go to 12, and then I'll put this to 8, and I'll put this back to 16. Now the gap between the planet and the rings is too much now, so still go back to 6. 6 and 12, I think was the good spot. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So close it down. There you go. So we've got the Saturn rings in orbit of it, looking good. So yeah, what do you think of that? I think it looks good. Just a nice set of rings. Obviously, that's a little too speedy, so slow it down. Let the game just run it properly. And yeah, there you go. So nice, cool little picture to end off on there. So let's go ahead and save it. Guess we can do that as well. Fresh it up. And yeah, there we go. So that does it for part 2 of making a solar system around a cold star, guys. So if you've got any feedback for the final part, I think we'll keep doing these in 3-part videos, all these making systems. So if you've got any feedback, tips and stuff, or objects that I should add, so any other objects we've not got here, for instance, or anything else we could add, maybe we could try and sneak in a pulsar or something like that. That could be quite cool. Let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, with that all said and done, guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, helps on the journey to 19,000 subscribers. We are so close to doing it. And then, yeah, see if we can hit that goal before the start of February. That will be absolutely amazing. Yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. So a huge thank you to you all for that as well. And yeah, make sure you hit that like button. Let's go 40 likes. Yeah, I think that'd be good. 40 likes. We've been hitting those targets recently, so a massive thank you for that as well, because we have been getting those 40 likes on a lot of the videos. So a huge thank you. And yeah, that all said and done, enough of me babbling on now. Let's make sure you guys all have a great day. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.